Although the one that I was telling you about that I had too, he was absolutely wonderful, totally chill. And I had one client that said she came in with her horse and she goes, "Em, he's not what you're gonna think a Dutch harness is." And I was like, "You have no idea what I think a Dutch harness is." It's like, but I know they do kind of come with a stereotype now. Are you? Oh. Now I'm getting a second one.
Oh, I didn't know.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, I think you're fantastic.
She is attached, Mom. At school, geography.
Oh,
Well, yeah, my parents are leaving for 6 weeks, so we have to go to dinner with my parents.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, we've got
10 minutes.
Thank you so much.
yeah, fantastic. Beautiful work. Congratulations. I know it's still new, right? It's very fresh, very exciting.
Yeah, and then you were referring to
Yeah, I know it's coming right back up again. They took the non-snowy thing.
Yeah, really. That's really good. One solid ride, she's gone off property, but hasn't been living off.
Yeah, right. You don't know if I'm
No idea what she'll do. Maybe a little bit more forward than today.
But you know what? She got tired, and then she texted you, and you just waited it out, and
Like I said, I was like, you wrote it.
yeah, yeah.
No, it's good, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
I'm hoping to take her to the Mr. Ride.
Yeah, so you're kind of repeat.
Yeah.
Have a good ride, please. As he's going around, like she will have a good ride.
Oh, it'll be good.
Yeah. She's only gone off property like in hand stuff. So she's never been like on that long property. We're all gonna go back next year.
Nice ride, Kelly.
Thank you.
Beautiful transition.
Right?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
No,
Oh, and
I'm
just
not
no,
ready.
right?
Oh, yes, I'm ready for you to
Are
leave.
you ready for me to leave?
Yeah, I'm ready to deal with
But
that.
you kind of have to say,
Okay.
"Well, you're really good at this." Like when the baby's like that, everything they do, even if it's just an incremental baby, it's like, "You're really, really good at this. You're a star." And then the baby goes, "No, star."
Back to Horatio.
You want more of that? Okay.
But very similar, right?
Right,
That's your reward, right?
You did it right.
Does he like to know other horses are around?
Yes. Like, if they're in the arena, he prefers that, but he gets distracted by it. So,
Yeah.
honestly, I have my best rides when there's not a soul around.
Right. Oh, no, I guess don't we all really?
No witnesses.
Yeah, no,
I didn't know what they were seeing.
yeah.
And so you said with him for like getting into testing stuff that you were trying to get him into being a stretcher. You said that earlier, did you?
I don't think I said anything specifically about that. It's more gaining trust in each other, because obviously this is a lot for me to just be like, I'm gonna trust as I go past, but you're not gonna jump sideways and be at X before I even do it.
And you said it's always this end?
Always.
So I wonder if it's to do with the lighting. You've got windows around there and you've got mirrors down that side, and then
I think it's like with the door, right?
because
People coming and going, and so then he's like, is something gonna pop out?
well, the only thing I was saying with eyes is that it takes their eyes 20 minutes to adjust from bright to dim, right? When we bring them from outside to indoors, it actually takes their eyes 20 minutes. It takes us like 20 seconds. It takes them 20 minutes. And I have wondered if the lighting changes a little bit at this end, and there's a lot of stimulus, so he's not seeing it the same as he's seeing it over there. Like, just because he acts with the way he puts his head, so when horses are like trying to focus their eyes, they can't like focus their eyes like we do. They raise their head, lower their head, raise their head, lower their head, and that's how they bring in focus.
Right.
And so the lighting is different here, and it's like he raises his head and tries to bring it into focus, and he's hearing things and he's smelling things, but he's not necessarily seeing them as clearly at this end, perhaps. Perhaps.
Right.
And I like to find kind of that reason and work within that to help we try to be understanding, because, you know, after like the fourth swoop sideways, you get to the point where my legs like, Jesus Christ. Yeah. I was all a bigger, better person, but I'm starting to reach by the end of my road.
And I've done a lot of work more recently. Like I used to just kind of avoid this end until later when I found he's more focused. But now I just do a lot of my walk work down here. And then kind of gradually come here, and it is coming better, but it's just...
Does he do better when there's a lot of extra, like, what's his name that you guys have in here for clinics?
John.
Yeah, John Lasker. He does a lot of external focus things where he's got the poles and that. Does he do better when there's extra?
No, it's
worse?
the same.
Okay.
No, it's the same. And he's actually, well, he is kind of better, like, with a bunch of people here. If Margaret is just sitting here by herself and she's somewhat just does this, then
Yeah, someone. Or I know my mother-in-law with one horse, she gets up and goes, her jacket, I'm like, she's got off. And here we go.
But it's like, as soon as his back is to whatever, he goes, it's gone.
So I don't know, and again, forgive me if I say things you already know, because I just don't know you.
Right.
So, but if horses were reading a book, where do you think they'd hold that book? You know, if we're reading a book, we hold it here, and this is how we focus, right? Where do the horses read the book if they were to read a book? I won't get to. They'd be reading their book here. They see things that are frightening better back here. So when we take horses straight up to whatever they're afraid of, it actually disappears from their sight. It makes them more neurotic. Because it goes into, so picture there's a snake in front of you. So we go, hey, look at that snake. And suddenly, I can't see the snake. I can't see the snake at all. But if we take them to whatever with their hind end, we don't like that because we know they can make a getaway. But that's how they see. Giving them a chance to actually see. And so if they can't really see or take in that information, then they might just peace out and try to peace out and be gone. Yeah, that's what, yeah, right, exactly. So we have to know how they actually see, not how we think they see. And again, that to me has changed everything, right? So it takes their eyes up, if you're asking their eyes to adjust. So it takes their, I don't know if it's the same, I'm assuming they go up to the bright, they adjust really quickly because there's actually light. When we take them to a trailer, you know how oftentimes the horses are really naughty, no matter what you do, if you wait half an hour, they sort of blink twice, then finally get on. And I think a lot of it is their eyes adjusting to the dark inside the trailer. There's a lot of other stimulus going on, and they also can't look at the trailer like from their hind end. We're taking them face on, and then we're saying, hey, head to this little dark hole with your eyes that aren't adjusted. Sometimes you can just park the trailer with the sun behind the open doors, and then just sit there and wait. You can beat them in with a broom, or you can just wait. It takes the same amount of time, but I can sleep with myself at night by just waiting instead of forcing. Yeah, knowing how they see. But it changed my view on a lot of things when I was like, I love to study more and more about like how they actually work. We always assume they see things like we see them, you know, and they get a little scared, so we walk them straight up to it instead of just walking them by it. Even walking them by it 20 feet away instead of, I have like, so many clients say when you first come out, they're afraid of something. So let's say it's a windy day, they're looking into the ring, and they get on, and instantly they're like, I have to go there first. And it's like, no, you don't. You have to like get them in your pocket first.
Yeah.
But I think it's the old school way of like, let's have a fight, right?
Yeah.
So see how he raises his head and goes flat? So to me, he's trying to adjust his eyeballs and see what he can't see here.
Right.
And that's just like a guess on my part.
Yeah.
But I think that's what's happening. Is that he's going to come here again, see again, and he's trying to, so raising, lowering. So realize this is the scariest thing. You know when you go to, like out on trail ride and you go past that hay bale, it's just a hay bale. Well, they can't really see well more than 20 feet away from them.
Yeah.
They have no idea what that is. They actually have to be fairly close to see, because horses don't need to know what it is. They just need to know that it's something that shouldn't be there and they need to get going.
Like I found for sure, I just kind of ignore the head going up and then just encourage him to go past. Then
Right.
he kind of goes, oh, and it eventually becomes no big deal. I feel like,
Now, you could try to almost like pulse him into just like a distraction. So like when he comes by, instead of thinking getting him by, just kind of think, you know, like tapping, you know, like you have the farrier and they say like just tap them just to calm them down, tap them. Just pulse one leg, one rein, just one side of the horse. So there's like nothing, so he's like, I heard that, right? That's a goose, yeah?
Yeah, he doesn't miss a thing.
So then just think one rein, one leg, one side of the horse.
Yeah.
Okay? And so pulse that left leg and pulse that left rein and just pulse them. So you're almost like shiny object over here, interest over here. Like look at the birdie. Pulse.
Oh,
Back, chicka, back. There's my bot best underneath. Yeah. It was warmer. Why did he leave?
I'm ready to start.
They're just giving me.
A little wild on the 13th, Friday the 13th. Right?
Oh, isn't it?
My graders have been practicing.
Yeah.
There was her old horse was pink, and I moved roast with me. That was the biggest and that's a little cuter without it there. And then last year I was sure my mom's horse. Tradition.
Yes.
So sometimes right. And she has to like it.
Oh, does she?
Oh, it's like you have to put the brush to like peel back so you can brush it up.
Well, I don't know. I totally get to do this, but I'm kind of becoming a bit of a rebel, and I'm like, I think we've been conditioned to like short names, and so I'm kind of afraid like this.
Hers is like this long.
Yeah.
Hers is like this long.
No, it's mine.
Are you ready?
No, we're
Okay. You weren't so sure. A, enter working trot. Exhale, salute. Proceed working trot. C, track right. Proceed to B. Between B and F, half circle right 10 meters in diameter. Before X, leg yield left to H. Proceed working trot to M. MX, change ring length and stride, rising. KA, working trot, A, turn down center line. Before X, leg yield right to M. Proceed working trot. CM working trot, CH medium walk, HXF change ring free walk. FE working trot.
happening.
Yeah, so there's a door and it's hanging right around the building and you'll see it.
Good job. But you know, some words that have come up the center line and refuse to try anything at all. So like he is so game. Okay, and those-
Yeah.
yeah. Is his left lead is strongerly?
Yes.
Yeah, because he had his coming home that was really fun. I was like when you're sitting there going, I want to ride that. That looks fun, right? But the going away from home was a little bit like, oh, there's not really a difference. There's tension.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But it was really brave of you because I'm like, you're coming to the scary end. and when it's kind of like popped up, you didn't get after that. You just kept riding to the next thing, and that was fantastic because, like, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, there are things that are outside of your control,
Yeah.
right?
I have found, like, the few shows he has done, you know, his head could be way up here, and he's, like, looking off at everything else, and whatever I ask him, he throws it out there for me.
Yeah.
So he still keeps trying, even when he's, like, it's not pretty, but there's some part of him that's still working.
Yeah, ways to improve, like, your canter